Well, it's time to start a new series. We have World Noir Volume 3. I really loved Volume 1. Volume 2 was another set of good films, not up to the quality of Volume 1. And now we're on to the third entry in this series, with Volume 4 already being announced, which is pretty terrific. First up, we have number 100 in the Radiance range, which is Not Guilty from 1947. This is a French noir film. I adored it for multiple reasons, which we're going to get into right now.
Si je pouvais y perdre la tête, boire jusqu'en crever, plus rien savoir, oublier.
First of all, the plot is absolutely fantastic. It's all about Dr. Michel Ancelin, who is a drunk. He's run down. He doesn't have good public standing. He is losing his clients to someone that's more flashier, may not have the skills that he has, but has a better business sense and is taking charge of his career. And Ancelin is one of these characters that is just self-destructing, getting drunk, knowing that he's on a bender, just struggling to get back into the way of life. He decides to get in a car and drive his partner home. On the way home, they run into someone in a bike, murdering them. And it's this moment of lucidity within this drunken stupor where Ancelin pieces things together. How he can make this look like it's an accident, how he can make it seem as though this man has died himself by losing control of his bike. And it shows the smarts of the man, and it shows the corrupting power of losing that guilt that one would normally have in this situation.
Un assassin, mais pas comme les autres, un assassin de génie. C'est l'inspecteur Chambon qui parle.
And as the film goes on, as we start to see they accept this as an accident and there's nobody looking for our character, you see this sort of relaxing nature take over Ancelin. He has a liberation from guilt, and it's this intoxicating mood that takes over him. In fact, it's something he's going to drive forward in the rest of the movie, because anybody that wrongs him or anybody that gets in his wrong side, he's going to murder them, take them out, and feel no guilt about it. In fact, he's almost reveling in the fact that he is a genius without a conscience, which is just terrifying. He's not a brute. He's brilliant. He's persuasive. He knows what he's doing. He can see all the angles of the situation and how to play everything and make it look as if someone else did it or it was an accident.
S'il avait pris la voiture, il ne lui serait rien arrivé. Tu vois? Je lui avais laissé sa chance. Maintenant, je ne peux plus rien.
He has this intelligence that's almost weaponized by resentment. You know, he feels like he's being overlooked. He feels like he's an intelligent man, of which he shows throughout the film, but it's this lack of guilt and this almost having the upper hand in everybody that makes him continue this journey, which I think is just absolute wonderful. And it's a great performance by Michelle Simon, who is wonderful in this role. You know, at the start, you feel kind of sorry for the man. He's just someone that's stuck in a rut. But as he goes on, as he starts to find something that he's really good at, you kind of like it. He's charming in that roguish kind of way. It's just a shame that he's actually murdering people to get on. And it's one of these ones where I just didn't know where the movie was going to go, because it's an inverted noir, whereas you have someone that's framed from a crime who's trying to find the guilty party all the way through the movie. This changes it around a lot. We have a guilty man who is framing everybody else for his actions. It's a wonderful inversion of the film noir, and something that I just thought played out wonderfully well. I really enjoyed it.
Mais c'est ça, bien sûr. Docteur, vous êtes un type de premier ordre. Bon, vous m'enlevez une drôle d'épine du pied. Enfin, je vais pouvoir classer cette affaire.
The black and white photography is terrific. The co-actors along this are wonderful as well. When there is a policeman that comes in later on in the film. I thought he was going to have a bigger part in the movie. I thought he was going to become a real challenge for Anselin, but because of his standing within the community, because he's a doctor, because he is somewhat real respected, even though he was losing his standing, people just take his word for gospel. Mistake, but makes for entertaining watching. This is a wonderful movie where our main character swills alcohol, smokes constantly, and just outsmarts everyone. It's a hell of a lead performance. It's a hell of a main character, and is a terrific film. One of the best within the 3 volumes that I've seen so far. Terrific. Absolutely love this one a lot.
Maillot, c'est moi. Dormont, c'est moi. Madeleine, c'est moi. Et le motocycliste aussi.
Ah, ben oui, c'est juste, on oubliait le motocycliste.
Et Henri IV, ce serait pas vous par hasard?
And I should mention Henry DeCoyne's direction in this one as well. It feels very stripped back, not as flashy as American noirs at the time as well. It has these maze-like interiors within houses. They're all cluttered. They feel like real lived-in areas, but they also feel like a psychological assault on the senses when you're in these places. The pacing is pretty great. It's really sharp. It's building suspense, as well as this creeping unease as you kind of like this main character but follow him do things that you aren't really satisfied with in certain moments, and then there's no easy catharsis or musical cues throughout it. It's a film that kind of plays out with some nice subtle music and just lets you infer what you want from it, which I think is a great directing touch. The 4K restoration is a revelation. It really brings it back to life, preserving the grain, making the shadows and the detail really help the mood along as well. This is a revelation for me, and I absolutely loved it. I'm going to dive into the extras and let's have a look at them together. Here we are in the disc for Not Guilty. Let's go to the special features. First up, we have The Perfect Crime, Henry DeCoyne, and Not Guilty. Critic and noir expert Imogen Sarah Smith examines the cinema of prolific director Henry DeCoyne and the Not Guilty in the context of village noir, created exclusively for Radiance in April 2025. This runs for 25 minutes and 25 seconds. Talks about this plot, how it fits into this subgenre of village noir, which I really love the idea of, how it kind of circumvents a lot of typical noir and creates something very different, looking at the mood, the director, the skills that he brings forward to really create this noir. Next, we have behind the scenes radio documentary. This radio documentary, recorded in the filming locations of Charté, talks to locals about Not Guilty and includes interviews with the director and actor Jenny Holt. First broadcast in April 1947, and it runs for 8 minutes 27 seconds. And it's such an interesting oddity, which I really loved. You know, superimposed over images of the film, it talks a lot about the making of this. Talking to people who are visiting sites, the idea that the characters are still there, the weather impacting the creation. It's just an interesting oddity of an extra. Next, we have Michelle Simon in this radio programme, an actor, an artist, a man. Michelle Simon discusses his life and work, including Not Guilty, with comments from director Henry DeCoyne. First broadcast in France in March 1961, and this runs for 30 minutes 1 second. And it's such a great addition to this to hear the man himself talking about where he was born, where he was brought up, how he got into film, how this film impacted his whole career. It's just another great extra. Next, you have the alternate ending. This alternate ending, recently rediscovered, provides a far less cynical finale and an apparent attempt to appease French censors and the Hays Code in Hollywood. And it goes for 3 minutes 17 seconds. Now, it is interesting, but it's the lesser of the two endings. I feel the one that we get in the film is far more fitting to the whole sentiment of the film. This is a kind of cheap, I don't want to spoil it for you because I'll let you discover it, but it kind of ruins the impact of the film that's come before it. And finally, there is a poster gallery, and that's the extras for Not Guilty. First movie in this set, Not Guilty. Knock it out the park. 5 out of 5. Loved it. Would highly recommend it. Get this set alone just for that movie. It's well worth it. I would love to know your thoughts on Not Guilty, so let me know in the comment box below whether you loved it, hated it, fall somewhere in the middle. As always, there's more content up here. You can see more of my stuff in the description box below, or links to Patreon membership program, ManVFilm.com, always in which you can support. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.